everybody, and welcome back to Vintage Thursday. So today we are bringing you a new machine, second addition to the collection of the year. Behind the 3095 we bring you a seed drill, Massey Ferguson seed drill, but this isn't a 30 seed drill. They are quite common and quite plentiful, and we have one here, and this is a 130. Okay, so what makes this special? This is a direct drill. So this was built for going into stubble in the, I imagine the late 70s they came out, I don't know for sure. But for this is for drilling into stubbles for your cereals. Kind of the first time when direct drilling got popular the first time around. Now direct drilling is all the rage again 40 years later. Anyway, so we'll take a look around the drill in a bit, but firstly, how have we ended up with a 130? Now I do have quite a bit of experience drilling with a 130, and here it is. Covered a lot of acres with this on the back of a 590 back in the old days. So there we go, this is the Britain's 130 drill model, and now I've got something to compare it to. It's actually quite an accurate copy, although the model is only 14 rows, the real thing is 15, but that's nitpicking. It's actually quite a nice little thing, and I did spend many hours drilling with this back in the old days. Anyway, so we've had the model for a long time, and now we have the real thing. So from a distance the 130 does look like a 30. The wheels are the same, the hopper is the same, and the metering units which meter the seed down in here is all exactly the same as a 30. The 130 is much heavier built. It's got a big drawbar frame on the front. It's all big heavy box section, and again from behind it looks the same, but under this top step is a hinge, or the top step hinges. And under the step there was weight available to put in here to sit in the box to again add more weight to the drill to make it heavier, to give you extra weight to allow the coulters to penetrate into that uncultivated soil. Now there is no weight in this one, as you can see, and looking at the paint in here, the weights are concrete, and it doesn't look like they've ever been fitted because it's not scratched up. It's not like you can't tell that there's been concrete weights in there rattling around, so I'm assuming there's never had any weights in there. Another option they had, you could put weights into the wheels and fill the wheels with ballast, okay, water ballast into the wheels to put all so that then you could make it as heavy as you could. This doesn't have any of that extra weight. So the way this works, it has a double active ram on each end, and it physically forces the coulters. This is the coulter bar here. Those rams push that downwards. Okay, it's in drilling position at the minute. Okay, so it forces the discs into the soil. As you can tell there, look, there's a leading disc, a small leading disc which cuts a slot, and then a pair of angled discs here which then slightly open that slot, and the seed drops down between those two discs and lands in the gap created by lands into the little channel created by these two discs here. And every coulter has these giant springs. There's actually, it looks like there's 3 springs inside of there, so that pushes down into the soil and gives it a little bit of movement to any undulations in the field, trying to maintain maximum coulter pressure at all times. And then you set your depth on these, so you always run with this ram shut, and you add or take away the shims depending on how deep you want to drill. So the ram is always shut when you're drilling, and it's just set with these. You put your spare ones on here, and that's that. So the 130 drill has around an 8-foot working width, which is the same as our 30 drill. Okay, so we've got the smallest version, The 130 was only this size, so there wasn't a variety like there was the 30. You could get the 8 foot, the 3 metre, the 4 metre, and there's a few 6 metre 30s around. The 130 was just 8 foot wide, but the difference in them was you can have a 15 row drill or a 19 row drill in the same width, so you get narrower spacings. Obviously if you put 19 rows in, they're going to be closer together. This is the 15 row wider space version. So like we said, the hopper and metering units are the same as the 30. Okay, so here is the hopper, and with this model we have part, not the whole, but we have part of the small seed kit. So these openings here are where the seed meters through. Okay, and obviously then you just fill the whole hopper up with seed. But for the small seed kit, you put these hoppers to line up with those openings, and then your expensive, like your oilseed, rapeseed or kale or anything, you just put it in the hoppers, and you're not trying to fill the whole tank full up. So the same as the 30, the 130 hopper could be split. You put seed in the front half of the hopper and fertilizer in the rear. This drill is not equipped for fertilizer. Okay, so there is no fertilizer metering units or no openings into the hopper, so this is just a grain only drill. But by not putting fertilizer into the hopper, it then gives you a bit more capacity for the seed. On the drill, on the back of the lids, all the stickers are there telling you how to set it for all your different crops. It does tell you for fertilizer, you know, it's just a standard sticker, but this drill doesn't have a fertilizer capability. But what this drill does have, and is most of the reason for buying it, it has a grass seed box on the back. And if you've seen previous videos of our 30 drill, we have the same grass seed box, and we have used this for establishing grass seed. Yeah, so this is why I wanted it. What we want to try and do is establish some grass into permanent or existing pasture. So this is the bit we don't know how to do yet. We need to connect that grass seed box up to our coulters. Okay, so there is tubes at the back that would just drop it onto the soil. If you were undersowing a cereal crop, it would be ideal. That is what we have done with our 30 drill. But this, to get grass seed to grow into an existing pasture, it needs to go through the coulter units, so we can't just dribble it on. We need to find a way of fixing the meter, or we need to find a way of getting the grass from the grass box into these, which we haven't really looked into yet. So the drill is here to work. It is going to do work. We've got a few things we need to do before we actually do it. Like I said, we need to get those, somehow connect these pipes to the coulters. We have a leaky ram on here. Okay, so that just needs resealing. The actual ram rod is good, but it's leaking. The other one is good. Pipes are all good. One thing, and the reason this became available, the person I bought the drill off, he bought it to take the wheels off. So I bought it with no wheels, and these are just a pair we robbed quickly off a tractor to get it mobile. So I do have a set of wheels. In the winter they need to be sprayed up and tyres put on, because as you can tell, the wheels do not match the drill, and that is why, because they don't belong to it. So we just need to get some wheels painted up, get our ram sorted out, and sort some tubes somehow, and then it's ready to go. So I have no idea on production figures of the 130. You see 30 drills everywhere you go, near enough, but this, I'm gonna say this is the first 130 I have ever seen. I may have seen one a long time ago, but certainly within the last probably 10 years I've not seen one either for sale or, you know, doing anything. So this is a bit of a thing for me. I was pleased to get this. Partly I wanted it because we don't have one in the collection, and they're quite a rare thing, and secondly we can actually use it. Okay, so just to end off the video, we are going to ask for a little bit of viewer participation in the comment section. So 3 questions. Firstly, have you owned or used a 130, and can give us some tips on, you know, basic running of the machine, setting it up and drilling either cereals or grass seed. It is here to drill grass seed, but you know, if you've got some tips on drilling cereals, you never know, one day things might, you know, we might need to drill some cereals. Secondly, who has actually seen one of these before? Because like I said, I don't think I have. So leave us a comment, have you seen one? Were you aware of them? Because some people I've spoken to since getting this didn't actually realise a 130 was a thing. And the third thing, did you have, or do you still have, a Britain's 130 drill? Because I have we're going to do a very unscientific survey. I have a feeling Britain's made more 130s than Massey Ferguson did. Okay, so leave us a comment there. Did you or do you still have one of these? We're trying to see how many of those were in circulation compared to the real thing, because I got a feeling that we ain't going to get many of these. So there we go. Don't forget to leave us a comment. Other than that, I think that's got everything covered. Give us a question if there's anything you want to know. I don't know a great deal about them yet, but hopefully we'll learn. And yeah, so there we go. I will say thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.